Here's where we're at. She was killed and somebody killed her.
She didn't drown, Ed. She didn't drown.
All I can tell you is I found her, man.
Just minutes ago, this man, James Edward Hicks, found his roommate dead and unresponsive, having mysteriously drowned in a pond. But what happened to Terry isn't all that it appears to be.
I mean, you realize how hard it would be for somebody to drown themselves.
And right now, James has prepared the perfect piece of evidence to get away with a murder he committed.
What am I looking at?
It looks like it. No.
But James has made a crucial mistake, because that very same note has a missing half, one that he has forgotten to hide. And throughout this investigation, that missing half will become the reason why the murder plot this man desperately tried to hide comes crashing down.
You're not being truthful with us about how you located this note, and we need to know why.
I don't know. I just found that. I have no idea. I'm telling you, I have no idea.
On August 12, 2022, police in Florida responded to a 911 call claiming that a woman appeared to have had a heart attack. When they arrived at this humble home, however, the scene was even more dramatic than they were expecting. 65-year-old Terry Jo Williams was receiving CPR from her longtime roommate, 61-year-old James Edward Hicks, who went by Ed. Ed tearfully told investigators that he had come outside to discover Terry lying face down in a decorative pond in the front yard. Initially, he seemed devastated by the loss, but as police began to take in the scene, bits and pieces of his story and of his background with Terry just didn't seem to add up. And her fall into the pond seemed less like the result of a heart attack or drug overdose, and more like a convenient place to try and cover up a murder.
After I leave here, I'm gonna go talk to the sister and talk to her in person, okay? That way you don't have to, and then I'm sure y'all will have to make arrangements on the back end. Because you're not family, they'll probably communicate through her, okay? I don't know if you have a good relationship with them or not. No? Okay. So that being said, I am interested to see if maybe there's anything that was left in her room, like note-wise or anything like that. So I'm asking for your consent because you live here as well to go into the house and search it. Yeah. Yeah, I walked back through there on my way out.
Inside the home, police took photos of every room, documenting hundreds of pictures in an attempt to try and understand the last moments of Terry's life. Little do they know that it's a simple photo of her notebook that will crack this case wide open. Because at this point in the investigation, police aren't certain if they're dealing with a homicide or a natural death. However, the state inside the home leaves them feeling uneasy. Alcohol bottles and prescription medication bottles littered the floor, countertops, and furniture. It was described by detectives as a total mess, which may explain this detective's reaction to having to walk back inside after his initial sweep.
Oh, I want to go home. I want to leave.
Cops. They really are just like us. 2 days after the search of the home, Ed agreed to head down to the station and speak to detectives, where he very conveniently presented them with a brand new piece of evidence, one that pointed away from him being involved in the murder. In Ed's mind, it's a smart move, but in reality, it just makes him look so much more guilty. Just like his initial description of their relationship and the events leading up to paramedics' arrival on that fateful day.
She was drinking every night. I was trying to tell her everything's going to be all right every night until the night before, and she didn't really say a whole lot. She was just so worried about going to court and just going to court. And then that morning, we got up. I made a cup of coffee. I made her some coffee. She didn't drink any. I hugged her, told her I loved her. Everything was going to be okay. 10 o'clock, went back in my room. I'm going to take a nap for a couple hours. Woke up at 12:30. Went to the kitchen, grabbed a Gatorade, went back to my bedroom. Going to take a shower, go get me some lunch. Oh, I just didn't even know she was there because, she wasn't in her room. The cats wasn't around or anything like that. Normally, she's her cat mama. Looked out. I just cracked the door at 1 o'clock before I went into my shower. And you can see, there's just a crack there where you can see if her car is parked or not in the blinds. I saw her car parked there. So I thought, maybe she went to dinner with her brother or sister or her dad. Went in, took my shower, got all clothed, came back out, locked my door, turned around and saw her face down in the pond. So I ran immediately, pulled her out, put her to the side, and performed CPR on her. So while I was doing that, there's a guy across the street. I didn't know what to do. I just, help.
When you walked outside, exactly where she was, because when we got there, obviously.
Can I draw a picture and show you this? Do one for the other officers. I'm sure they got that. Okay, this is that little pond area.
Yes, sir.
Her legs were like this. And her arm, her purse was in there, and her keys were in there. Here's my door. I ran.
Gotcha. How was her face when you ran up to her? Where was her face at?
Oh, God.
Was it face down? Was it sideways? It was face down? Completely face down?
Water. She was just only water about like that. Just.
I'm sorry. This is why we're.
It's absolutely horrifying.
I know this is painful, but this is what I need to discuss with you. Can you describe to me how you went about pulling her out?
I grabbed a bag of her shirt. I turned her over. Got her on her side. I kind of moved her ribs a little bit. Water started coming out. And I looked at her face. Her lips were blue. So I turned her over, held her nose, started doing some CPR. I saw some people cross the street. I just screamed, "Help me." He started doing compressions. I started until the ambulance got there, probably 15 minutes. So then they work on her for a long time. They tell me nothing could be done.
Ed was seen on scene providing CPR to Terry. However, a later autopsy report would show that she had been dead for several hours, and it wasn't by natural causes. Now, in the 48 hours following Terry's death, it seems that Ed had enough time to realize that the autopsy was going to point towards this being an intentional death. So he decided to try and make it look like it had been at Terry's own hand.
Emptied out my dryer sheets. I found these on the bottom. This one was wadded up on top, and this one was on the bottom.
Okay. What am I looking at?
It looks like a note.
Okay.
When was it? When did you buy it?
This I know because I can read this one. I remember when that happened, when she says this had a black eye and she was with Mike, that was her boyfriend at the time. That happened before I had moved in. She had a bike wreck and ended up getting a big black eye.
And you moved in when?
I'm sorry?
When did you move in?
About 6-7 years ago.
Okay.
Yeah. So this has been a while back right here. That's the one I didn't know. I know that was a long time ago.
Okay.
Did you show this to the officers that day?
No, I just found it last night.
Oh, okay.
Clean up.
The note that Ed has presented to detectives hasn't been released in full, but it is in Terry's handwriting, lamenting about her depression and lack of desire to be on Earth anymore. But there's something odd about the note that Ed has conveniently found. It's ripped, like someone was trying to omit some other information that was on the page. Ed thinks presenting them with the note will prove his innocence. But really, the other half of the note, the part that he doesn't want detectives to see, is going to be his downfall.
So you emptied that trash out,
Yes, I did.
and that's where you found that?
Yes.
In the bottom of that trash can?
Yes.
Okay. Did you understand that before? Or, 'cause I didn't. I thought he was talking about in the bottom of the dryer sheet box. Because you said box.
No. Like I just said, my whole house is totally trash, but I still have to empty my trash, clean my bathrooms, and do all that other. So when I pulled that blue trash can out, I emptied all those dryer sheets into my kitchen, and I saw that one first. So I was like, I don't remember. Oh, now that was before I moved there, and then that was wadded up underneath.
But that's a long time ago. 7 years ago.
This was a long time ago.
That's what I'm saying.
Absolutely.
We don't have a clue when that one was.
No, this was a long time ago. Exactly. But she got a notebook right by, like I said, she writes stuff down all the
Where's
time.
that notebook at right now?
I have no idea. I really don't. I'm sure they got it.
But the reason I
Actually,
asked
that notebook was in, I think, her room whenever the officers went in and did a whole sweep of everything.
So she's had that same notebook for 7 years?
Probably. She's got, man, you have no idea.
Well, the reason why I ask is, to me, this appears to be from the same, like this is ribbed, obviously, but appears to be from the same notepad, right?
She's got a ton of
So
notepads.
this one was 7 years ago.
Yes.
And then,
I don't know when that one
right,
was.
but we need to know when.
I'm sorry?
We need to know when.
Absolutely.
So the notepad, where did it normally sit? In her bedroom? Or
It's normally out back. It's in her bedroom. She just wrote down stuff like a little diary sometimes, you know?
is there any chance that you found this any place other than the trash can?
No, sir.
And you're trying to protect
sir.
anything,
Oh, absolutely.
privacy or anything like that? Well, you understand why I would ask that, right?
Absolutely.
What do you think happened?
After all that, I think that maybe she was embarrassed about her family, because her family means everything to her. I mean, everything. And I don't know what the verdict was, so that might have had something to do with it. If she got put in jail, she had a $1,000 fine, I don't know. But I think she possibly went to that pond and just did something stupid.
Like what? You think she tried to drown herself? I mean, you saying that you think she drowned herself?
I don't know what she did. I hate to think of that, but after seeing, everything and the way she's been the last few weeks,
Well, you know her better than any of us.
I know.
So
that's what I'm saying. I try to help her in
you.
every way, shape, or form. I'm trying to tell you all that. And sometimes you just can't help somebody that's already reached to a point that I don't know. I tried to help her in every way I could. Every way.
But you specifically said that she may have knelt down by that pond and did something stupid.
So
So
that
by,
picture kind of shows it comes in.
by something stupid, what do you think she would have done?
That's
I
what
hope that she didn't commit. That's what I think.
How?
that's what we're asking.
I guess laying in the pond.
But I mean, you realize how hard it would be for somebody to drown themselves, especially in that
Absolutely.
little thing. So
What's the toxicology? Did she have anything in her? She was my best friend for a long time. A long time. It's hard to live at that home right now with, her cats. It's at night, those cats are just walking around. Why?
Has she communicated with you or you communicated with her during the day?
That day?
That day?
Oh, I texted her. You can see that. I said, how's everything going? Are you okay? Give me a text. That's on my phone. That's the last text I sent to her.
When about was that?
About the time I went to bed, about 10:30, I guess.
So at 10:30. What did she say back?
Nothing. She didn't. Nothing text back. I never got nothing back. Even when I got up at 12:31, I looked to see if there was still nothing.
you're saying it was 10:30 at night that you sent the text, or
No,
10:30 in the morning?
Yeah. I try to text her at least, make sure everything's okay once a day, because, She just had a lot of stuff going on. The main thing she could never get over with, and even her family knows that, is she had a 2-year-old son that they were out partying with her ex-husband. It happened in Georgia. And she let him have the boy, and they went on a canoe trip. And he ended up drowning, and they didn't find him for a long time. And anytime she ever drank, that was almost the first thing she ever brought up was Jason. That was tough for her.
Gotcha.
Armed with the ripped end-of-life note that Ed has handed over, detectives go through all of the photographs they took at the scene of the crime, and they make a surprising discovery. One that warrants bringing James back in for another interview. This time, rather than play nice, he comes in strong, complaining about Terry's sisters from the get-go.
That one came by, her oldest one, was knock on the door. I didn't know who it was. I thought it might have been her boys or y'all, or whoever, you know. And she's like, hey, you killed her. And she started flipping me off.
Gotcha. And their impression was that they couldn't come over because you told her that you didn't want anybody in the house.
I've never, ever told them that. I've never told her that.
Did y'all ever have discussions about, this is our house, I don't want people over here?
No, I've never, ever said that. I've been more than welcome. We had them over for Thanksgiving, for Christmas, her dad over for barbecues. Never told her that.
Okay.
I'm sure they would like to think that, those girls would. I'm sure they really would.
Yeah, they felt there was some emotional stuff going on, meaning that you controlled her. You didn't let her go out and do stuff.
I had no
you didn't
control
let her
of her.
have people coming over.
I had no control of her. I told you what she did. She went out and she did her thing. The last thing I would want to do is trying to control that, because that is, she abused me for all those years, just.
The perception I got from listening to them was that you were in love with her. That you were in love with her. And
I loved her, yes, as a friend, and I always told her that. You're my best friend, and I loved you. There's a difference between a lover and somebody as a friend that you love.
Yeah.
She was never my lover.
Well, Terry was a very private girl, but they all really believe that y'all are a couple.
No.
Why would they think that?
I have no idea, because we never were. Maybe unless Terry might have said something like she dreamed up, but we never.
Even the sons, they really thought that y'all were a couple. They really did.
You gotta be kidding me.
No. And I'm just
They
trying
never
to curious
were around. They don't even know
how that disconnect got between.
I never was a couple with her. Ever. Never, ever.
Describe to me what you mean by you really loved her.
I loved her as a person, because when she was kind and nice, when she wasn't drinking and getting belligerent, she was a good person. She helped people. She loved kids. But alcohol took over her life. That's just the bottom line. Alcohol literally took over her life.
Did y'all ever argue?
What?
Did y'all ever argue?
No, she used to yell at me. I would go in the bedroom. The last thing, I'm not a confrontational person. If somebody gets their worked up by drinking and just gets mean and angry, I'm in the bedroom. I got my door closed. But I could still hear, if she'd get pissed off, there'd be pans banging, she was an angry person. She just was an angry person.
Other than the time you called the police with the hammer, was there any physical altercations?
No. Oh, my God. No, I got off work. I was supposed to got off at 7. I got off at 6 o'clock. The day before is what I was telling you, because she got some crazy text. It was like from some site, and she thought it was me. So I got off the next day. I didn't even get my work clothes off. She comes flying out where she's smoking her cigarette. I walked just through that door, it has the hole in it. Just walked in there, and she's like, get out. I'm like, whoa. I said, no, just give me a sec. What's going on? What's going on? But she already reached the point where she was belligerent drunk, And when you look into a person's eyes and they're belligerent drunk, they're just, So I went in the bedroom, started taking my clothes off. She opened the door, kicked the door open, and she was trying to, I had my belt sitting up there, so she grabbed my belt and she threw it at me. So I tried to dodge, ran back by my bed. I was like, to the head of my bed. I said, please, Terry, please stop. Just stop. She threw a water bottle at me. So I grabbed the water bottle, set it on the bed. I said, please just leave. So I started walking. I just wanted to try to get her to go out of my room. She hit me, knocked my glasses off. When I was getting ready to go down and pick my glasses off, she tried to kick me in the face. So finally, I just scooted her out of my room. I mean, it was hard. It was hard to do. Closed the door, and she was pushing real hard on it. Finally got the door closed, locked it, and I sat there and I thought,
When was that?
I got pictures. I think it was the 19th.
22nd, I think.
No.
Was that June? Was that June
July.
timeframe?
July.
July 20th.
Okay, so July then. So
I got pictures of
right, but I think the point is, right, is the question he asked was, does it ever get physical between you?
I've never got physical with her. She got physical with me.
Understand that what you just described is that y'all's relationship got physical. So doesn't mean that
at that point it did.
Okay, but that was his question. Has it ever gotten physical, right? And there is a difference, right, between you going and attacking her, or you defending yourself if she's attacking you.
Myself.
Okay, that's fine, and there's nothing wrong with that. There's nothing wrong with what you just described.
That's all I did.
Right.
Ed and Terry's relationship was strained. The two met at a local Publix and had lived together for 8 years as friends. Heavy quotation marks around friends there. But in the weeks prior to Terry's murder, she was desperate to get Ed to move out. In one incident where she tried to evict him, she and Ed got into an altercation. During the fight, Terry took a hammer to Ed's bedroom door, trying to tear it down. When police arrived after being called, Terry was arrested for destruction of evidence and obstructing justice. So obviously, the two weren't on the best of terms. And Terry wasn't the only one overstepping the boundaries of a healthy relationship.
The sisters thought that you were controlling her. The people thought that you were controlling her, besides just the sisters. The sister described one time that she came over and was complaining about you controlling her, verbally abusing her, being controlling over her, and that her arm—
That is a lie.
Her arm had a bruise on.
That is a lie.
So the sister believed that you harmed
I
her.
would never touch her.
Yeah, I do.
Only to put her
But
out.
listen,
Yeah.
defending yourself is a plausible reason, right?
Correct.
So if she were to have if she's swinging punches at you and you're parrying those punches, everybody.
She hit me in the face, knocked my glasses.
Well, you said you were blocking, and
No, she hit my face and knocked my glasses off. When she threw the water bottle, I was doing like
the
this.
belt and that type of stuff. But understand that if she has a bruise on her arm, there's a difference between you blocking her punching you or grabbing her by the arm and causing.
She had hematoma. You know what that is?
I do.
She can barely touch her arm on a cat, and she's got a bruise this big.
Yeah,
She's got a bad case of hematoma.
So I have a question. In 8 years of living with an alcoholic that is verbally abusive and goes on
No,
tirades.
it didn't start out that way, though. That's the whole thing. It didn't start out that way. She eventually just kept on and on until she kept drinking and became an alcoholic.
So my question is, in the years I've been a police officer and had to respond to people's houses, it's had to deal with someone that gets argumentative and irate when they drink. There's times that they'll come at them and they'll just have to grab them and hold them until the police get there just to get them to calm down.
I couldn't do that.
And that seems very common with someone that does
I
that.
couldn't do that because once she kicked the door. I mean, once the door was down, I thought she was kicking the door. So once that final hammer came right through and I could see, and I had the officer on the phone listening the whole time, and he just told me to get out.
Yeah. I'm talking about in 8 years you live together, I understand and know completely about that incident with the hammer. I'm talking about in 8 years, there's never been an incident where she's come at you and you had to hold her to keep her from hitting you and said, I'm leaving, I'm not dealing with this.
The night of that hammer, I didn't hold her or nothing. I just scooted her out my door, closed the door, and locked it.
When the neighbor came into the yard to help you do the CPR, Do you remember what
He wasn't a neighbor, though. He don't even live there. I think he was doing landscaping.
He lives around the corner.
Huh?
He lives around the corner.
Oh, he does?
The guy that was pulling the trailer?
The black pickup, the trailer, and the Oriental wife?
Yes. Yeah, he lives around the corner from you.
What was he doing sitting right there?
They stopped because they were checking, making sure their trailer was all right, and they had dogs and something in the car.
I thought they were doing,
Normally when you pull a big trailer, you pull out the yard, then you go just a quarter mile and you stop again and you make sure
in my mind. I
everything's
just screaming at him to help me. That's all I wanted him to do.
When y'all were doing CPR, you talked to him. Do you remember what you told him?
No. I don't even know. I might ask him why why. I was just,
All right. The reason I asked that is because he said that you went inside to take a shower and she was going to get cigarettes. That's what he said you told him. That was his
That's not how
recollection.
it,
And you didn't know what happened to her. You just came outside and there she was.
what happened is what I told you originally.
Okay.
I don't know what he's talking about with cigarettes. I have no idea, because that did not happen, and that statement should have not even happened. I can't.
What statement?
Cigarettes? What the heck?
What statement shouldn't have happened?
That's cigarettes. I didn't say nothing about cigarettes. I came out, looked at the car, turned back around, and that's what happened. And as you can see, as heavy as that statue was, trying to scoot it over to get out of the way, it fell over and broke into two pieces.
Gotcha.
So when did you try to scoot that over?
As soon as I saw her, I mean, it was right in the way. I mean, I couldn't pull her out unless that statue got out of the way. So I scooted it out of the way and pulled her out, put her on her side.
Gotcha. The next question is, yesterday, you brought me a note. This note.
Yes, sir. I don't know when that was written. I have no idea. I do know when, the other one was, because I just know I wasn't there. I don't have no idea when that was written.
Okay, let's go over the note again. Where did you locate this note?
In that blue trash can right by the dryer. I was going to go in and tell everybody I know yours.
Well, I appreciate you bringing it to us because it's information we needed to read. Blue trash can by dryer. Okay.
And all that trash was in the trash can that was in that white bag in the trash can. That was done.
All right. Ed, listen to me. I need you to be very honest with me, okay? I understand that you feel that she committed, right? But this wasn't in the blue trash can in the dryer. So I want you to be honest with me. And
that was by the dryer. There's no doubt in my mind. I don't want you to, don't try to change my word or anything. That was with the other note, the dryer sheets, and they had some bills on the bottom.
Listen, he's not changing his words. He's not changing your words. He's describing you this note. You're not being truthful with us about how you located this note.
No, I am positive.
And we need to know why. I think he's about to show you pictures of why we're saying what we're saying.
This was the crime scene photo the day it happened?
Yeah.
They went inside and they found that.
And the rest of it I found in the trash. So whether
this is the note. This is the exact same note. Identical note.
Yes.
Even down to the little M.
Yes. Well, like I say, is I found that. I don't know what anything else about it. I found that note and this note. That's all I found.
Let's back up. I just need to know where you found it, because at this point, after she had passed away, it was in her bedroom, still in the binder.
Exactly.
How did it get?
I don't know. Those were the type of notebooks she laid around, though. That's what I was telling you.
But she didn't write the identical note twice.
This is exactly the same note.
I understand that, but that doesn't explain where I found it. That might have been at the crime scene photos, but I found it.
and it's ripped.
I don't know. I just found that. I have no idea.
Let us know that
I'm telling you, I have no idea.
Do you recall the context that you gave us this note?
What's that?
Do you recall the context that you gave us this note?
we were discussing how she died, and you pulled this out.
And you said she committed. You got your wallet out. You laid this and another piece of paper
I
out.
found those, man.
Right.
I found them. I don't know how all of that happened.
Pull that back up, please.
We know you found it, and it's okay that you found it. We just
You're saying I'm not being honest with you, though.
because it's not possible
Read
that
read the part that is ripped off of there.
Oh, wow.
What does it say?
It says, okay, maybe it doesn't help. Jason died yesterday.
So she's going through this. Maybe I should kill myself. Blah blah blah. And then the Jason died.
All I can tell you, man, is I found those.
But you understand what I'm saying?
I understand completely, but all I can tell you is
So you removed the part. So you included the part where I'm going to kill myself, and then you removed the part where it says, "Oh,
I touched
never
nothing.
mind."
I did not touch nothing. I found those in the trash. I am telling you the honest to God's truth.
Well,
I didn't
explain
do
how that
nothing.
happened.
I have no idea. Her family was in there cleaning stuff out. There was a lot of stuff in there. I don't know what happened with anything.
So the way that we should go with this investigation is that the family pulled this note
I
out,
don't know.
ripped the part of Jason
I
out,
have no idea.
went to the blue trash can in the laundry room, removed all of the garbage out of it, put this and that other note in the bottom, and then put the stuff back in.
No.
But that's what you're saying.
No.
This is the piece of the puzzle that cracked the case wide open. Ed presented a note he claimed to have found in the trash can that he believed was a self-exit note written by Terry before she took her last breath at her own hand. But police took photographs of Terry's notebook the day of her death, and in it, they had a photo of the other half of the note that Ed had presented to them. And that other half, it had a date, 1985. That's right. Ed tore a piece out of a journal entry from 1985 and staged it as Terry's final message to the world.
I don't know what happened. I'm just saying that's how I found those notes.
What I'm telling you is that it is very important for you to be honest with us. Okay?
I did nothing. I'm trying to be honest with you. I did nothing.
Except for nothing explains that note getting in the bottom of that trash can.
I don't know.
Not the way that you want it to appear.
I don't know.
Do you understand what I'm telling you?
I totally understand. I don't know. I don't get it. You got somebody that's and happens, and I don't get it.
Did she tell you that she wanted to die?
A few times.
Did she ask you to help her?
Oh my God, no. And I would not even think about that. That's sick.
Something happened.
Absolutely. And all I can tell you is I found her, man.
I think something happened that day, and whether it was accidental or whether it was intentional.
Oh no.
I think you know what happened, and we just want you to tell us why it happened.
I don't know.
You can justify it, that's great, but we got to understand why this happened.
I understand that. I don't. All I did.
She's an angry person. She's a violent person. And if you
my
defended
God,
yourself,
Listen, her son Kevin
I'm
told us
not
that
like
she's bad.
that. I would never.
Listen,
No.
you may not have had a choice.
Oh no, I'm not that person, man.
You're not the person that'll defend yourself? And then accidents happen?
myself. No, there's no accident like that. Oh my God.
That's
That's murder, man.
Not if you're defending yourself.
Oh no.
If she's a feeble,
That happened the
Old,
night of the
angry
hammer.
person.
No other time that ever happened.
would you agree with that statement? She's feeble, old, and angry. Would you agree with that?
I would agree with that. And crazy.
Her son, who loves her very much, who is a detective in Georgia or whatever,
Yeah.
her son said that she would be the person that would go and confront anybody about anything. That's the way she was.
Oh,
especially if she was intoxicated. And he knew her to be intoxicated a lot.
Exactly.
Right? So there's no doubt about a lot of what has gone on there. We're not doubting that she was intoxicated. We're not doubting that she could be mean as hell when she was intoxicated. And we're not doubting that she would attack you in many different ways, as proved by other incidences, including the hammer incidents.
But I would never, ever
here's where we're at. Here's where we're
aggressive to her or anything. I can promise you that.
Here's where we're at. She was killed and somebody killed her.
No.
She didn't drown, Ed. She didn't drown.
There's no water in her lungs. There's no water in her sinuses.
She didn't drown.
She didn't drown.
What's the toxicology report read?
There is no toxicology.
You don't do that?
Yes.
What?
The
There's
findings
no
were,
way, man.
The findings were
No,
that she
there's
suffocated.
no way. I did not do that. I found her.
But
You guys are trying to
found
make
her.
Ed, we're not trying to make anything.
I
We're
promise
putting
you.
together evidence. We've laid the evidence that we have out.
Absolutely. And I
I'm
did
telling
nothing.
you, we're going to find either your fingerprints or DNA on that vehicle. We're going to. We're going to find your DNA probably on
That's
that
okay.
pill bottle.
Whatever
you
gotta
see
do.
what I'm saying?
Yes. Do whatever you got to do.
What I want to know is the explanation.
If there's an explanation, we want to
If
hear.
you're defending yourself and an accident happened,
Oh, no.
if she came to you and begged you to help her or something like that,
Absolutely
anything
not.
like that happened,
Absolutely not.
the only way that you survive this is for you to be completely honest with us.
I
You understand what I'm
You were the
saying?
only one there,
I
Ed.
did.
You were the only one at the house, and you two
I
had
did
been
nothing.
having problems together.
All I did was go out and pull her out of that frickin' pond. I don't understand. I'm totally.
So we have your conflicting story, okay?
My conflicting story.
So what you told a guy who doesn't even know you, doesn't even know her, doesn't know anything about you guys. He came there to help you when you asked him to help. You told him he has no reason to lie to us.
No.
You told him
I did.
that y'all been in the house, she had just left to go get cigarettes and you went in to take a shower.
No, I didn't.
That's what he said.
I don't care what he said. I did not
So
say
what did you
that.
tell him then?
Yelled at help. I wanted help. That's all I can remember yelling at him. Help. I need help. He came over, did stuff on her chest. I gave her CPR in her mouth. That's all I ever said to him. I didn't say nothing about her going to get cigarettes or anything at all. She
Okay.
went to court. She came back from court. Something happened. I don't know. I have no idea. I found her.
What happened before you found her? Did y'all have a confrontation in the front yard and then you go back inside and not realize that something had happened?
No, man. No.
Because we can see on the video, right, through the yard, we can see a confrontation.
Oh, you cannot. Show me.
We can
Show me.
we can see a confrontation.
Please show me.
You'll have your time to see it.
The footage shows Terry arriving home from her court date and pulling into the driveway at 12:01. There is movement captured of her walking towards the home, followed by a flurry of movement between two figures. The footage is ultimately grainy and a bit too out of view to concretely prove what the figures are doing, but it proves the most important thing, that no one but Ed and Terry were at the home at the time of Terry's death.
Ed, she died because somebody held her down until she stopped breathing.
I don't know what. Who did it? What did it?
That's what the
I do what
medical examiner told us.
Oh no,
That's not
that's
a lie. I'm not. making that up.
I don't. That's maybe it happened, but nobody did that. I didn't do it. Nobody did that. I just went out and pulled her out of the frickin' pond.
She got cuts
That
and
is
scrapes all over
crazy.
her arms.
Huh?
She's got bruises on the back of her neck from somebody holding her down.
Oh, come on now.
No, I'm not making it up.
That might have happened when
asphyxiate.
she got out of the water. I don't know. But
We
that
went
didn't
over that.
happen.
You pulled her out by her shirt.
No, man.
You told us you pulled her out by her shirt.
Pulled her out, pulled her down like this.
Mm-hmm.
I was scared to death, man.
The thing is,
Wow.
she died, and she didn't die on her own. Somebody did this to her according to the medical examiner.
Please pull up something.
Have you ever heard of lividity?
For what?
Lividity. Have you ever heard of lividity?
What do you mean?
Lividity. Have you ever heard of it? Lividity is what is present in a body after it has been dead for a while, right? And it becomes present. Oftentimes, the longer it's been there, the more blood pooling will be there, and the more lividity lines you'll be able to see, right?
Yeah.
Do you understand what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So, like, if you or I died sitting in this chair, right, our blood would pool in these areas and in our feet. And those marks that go along with that are referred to as lividity. All right. So she had lividity in her body at the time that she died. They know that because blood stops pumping when the heart stops pumping, all that type of stuff. They know that. So she was dead for a while when you found her.
Oh, no. Oh, yeah, probably was, because I don't know what time she got back out of her court thing. I have no idea. All I know is when I came out there, man.
We do. We know all of that. We know when she went and visited her father, right?
After she got out?
Yes. And then we know when she got back to the house. We know that
So she came in the house?
I don't know that she went in the house.
What are you talking about?
I'm telling you when she got back to the house. We know when she got back to the house.
Okay.
Right? The camera footage that we're looking at, we can't see the front door of the house. Do you understand what I'm
Yes.
saying? Okay. But we can see the front yard.
Yes.
So we know she came home. We know that some sort of confrontation happened in the front yard.
With who?
And then we know that she died.
With who?
And then we know that about approximately about an hour and some minutes later is when you came out and you started doing CPR. Do you see what I'm saying?
Yes, that's what I did.
Yeah, the confrontation was with you. That's why we're trying to understand.
There was no
why it
confrontation
happened.
between me and her whatsoever, man.
What I think that happened is she came home from visiting her father. She hauled into the driveway. We have all those statements. We know that she was going with a purpose. She was not happy.
She just come from court from something that you had her locked up for.
Exactly.
She was mad.
I think she was coming to attack you.
No, I think she came over and committed what I think she did, because I had no confrontation with her. All I did, I know you keep hearing this, is I went outside and I pulled her out of that freaking pond.
Except for somebody killed her. And they killed her a certain time before, half an hour to an hour probably before she died.
You got
Or before you started trying to
talking to
resuscitate.
the wrong guy, man, because I wouldn't.
Nobody else pulled up, and you said you were the only one there.
All I know is what I did. Looked out the door. I have no idea if anybody pulled up. I can't hear, number one. You know, if somebody pulled up or whatever, I looked out the door.
We know nobody pulled up.
Well, we can see that nobody else came over.
I don't know what to say, man, because I did.
So,
I'm telling you over and over what I did.
Hey, Ed, and the center console of her car, right, was collected a bunch of notes that she had written. I can't tell you how many, but for several days,
Yes,
maybe
sir.
in weeks, of notes. Just listen.
Yes, sir.
And she's writing down about how verbally abusive you are, how scared she is to go home with
Oh,
you.
that's ridiculous. That is
I
absolutely.
didn't write the goddamn notes, Ed.
I know.
I didn't
That's
write it.
That's
Well, why is that
ridiculous.
ridiculous?
Because it didn't happen. I was the one getting yelled at and stuff.
So-
I was the one going into the bedroom.
So if I go and do like a handwriting analysis on this thing, it's not going to be hers?
On what thing?
On those notes that she wrote.
No, it might have been hers, but I did nothing to do to cause her that.
Well,
She
you're
was
saying it's
mentally
ridiculous.
unstable, number one, and she wrote crap down and all the time. She always talked about craziness. She drank all the time.
So when she always talked about craziness, what kind of craziness?
Just a couple of times, killed herself. I don't need to be here. You know, just
And she didn't
absolute.
kill herself. She went crazy on you, and you did what you did. And I'm trying to understand,
Wow, no,
was
you're
it
not.
justified or was it
No,
not?
no. You better get those films ready, because I did nothing. All I did was what you saw in that film, pull her out. And if you saw, you probably could tell how I pulled her out. I did nothing. This is unbelievable. I did nothing but pull her out of that pond.
The autopsy report showed that not only did Terry not have water in her lungs, she had died of asphyxiation. She had also suffered from a number of other injuries, broken ribs, an injured arm, and bruising around her neck, indicating that she had been strangled.
I believe that you at 12:02,
No, it's on my phone. It's on my phone.
Okay. You just show us in a minute. But I believe at 12:02, she returned from seeing her father.
It was 12:02 when she pulled up.
And when she got into the yard, she came up and was ready to fight and confronted you.
No. My God, no.
We have witness statements from the neighborhood.
No, you don't have. You can't. There's nothing.
Do you want me to finish my statement, or do you want to say no?
I'm trying to tell you.
I'm telling you, we have witness statements from the neighborhood of her hauling around the corner, turning onto your road, Aqua Vista, off of Bonway, running off the damn road up into the grass, getting back in there, getting in the driveway, like with a purpose, is how they said.
That might have happened. With a purpose. She was not right. You're right. That might have been a purpose, and I guarantee it.
What purpose do you think?
I don't know.
I think that she was coming after the person that made her have to go to court.
Oh no, she didn't. I didn't see her until I pulled her out of that water. That's the bottom line. I did not see her. I saw her car sitting in the drive at 1 o'clock. When I came out, that's when I saw her. There was no confrontation. She didn't say, there was nothing.
We have writings from her in a center console that go over many, many days, right? A long, steady period of time, right? And they're not about anybody else. They're about you.
Okay.
Right?
I didn't abuse her. I didn't do nothing.
But the thing is that you've only ever called the cops 2, maybe 3 times.
Right.
It's not like we're coming out there for 8 straight years.
I didn't want to do anything she wanted to do.
When she pulled up at 12:02, and we see an altercation taking place near the front door. Well, it's right there, and we just want to know why.
Well, it wasn't me. I can promise you that. If you saw somebody there,
we've already asked you who else could have wanted to do something like that.
Oh, I don't know. But it wasn't me. I can promise you.
And we asked you who else was there, and you said it was only you, and that you never left the house. So it wasn't like
leaving the house
it happened
whenever
when you
found
weren't
her.
home.
Going to
right, but understand, right? The angle of the video that we're talking about, right? It's between a crook of a tree. It's not like it's me looking at you. If it was, you'd be in jail right now. You know what I mean? But it's not like me looking at you.
But you see her fighting somebody
struggling.
We see a struggle. We can see there's a struggle.
But there's no way that they came from anywhere but the house.
No.
Yes, because I can see all the way across from the house. I can see her car.
No way. No way. I'm telling you, no way. You guys are trying to push something on me that didn't happen. All I did, and I keep telling you, is found her.
We're trying to get the truth, man. We're not trying to push anything anywhere.
No.
We're collecting evidence.
Absolutely. But you're collecting the wrong if you think that I had anything to do with scuffling with her, with doing anything with her. Because you found some notes in her console that says that we were ugly to each other.
We also have a mail vehicle that has camera in it that came by too. We're going to grab it and we're going to do the whole thing, man.
Fantastic.
We're not going to leave any stone unturned.
Fantastic.
But again, we're trying to give you the opportunity to tell your side of the freaking story.
I'm telling you.
So if it ends up being,
and I keep repeating myself by telling you.
But you understand that if for some reason it seemed like it was a self-defense thing.
No. There was nothing.
You understand that for some reason
until I pulled her out of the pond. So there can't be no confrontation. There can't be nothing with me. I don't know. I have no idea. I promise you that I didn't know what you're talking about, man.
We're not trying to pin anything on you. We believe that you killed her, and we're trying to collect evidence.
Then I need to get in the water. I'll stop talking.
If that's what you want to do, then that's fine.
This is ridiculous. This is absolutely ridiculous.
Listen to me.
I've never heard of anything like this in my life.
As we're investigating this, right, we're going to collect DNA from the vehicle and from other things.
Whatever you got to do. I know you're just you're trying to make me say.
I'm not trying to make you say anything.
Throwing all this stuff out. All I did, and I'm going to keep telling you, is pull her out of that pond.
Ed, real quick though, because we're about to get out of here because you want a damn lawyer, right? Which is fine. That's your right, and that's what you got to do. But we also are going to we're going to collect DNA from all kinds of stuff. Would you be willing, or would you allow us to get some swabs?
Whatever now my attorney says I got to do, that's probably what I got to do. So questions are over.
Just hold tight. We got to walk you down. Just hold tight.
Thank you, sir.
Just hold tight.
Ultimately, Ed was tried for the murder of Terry Jo Williams and was found guilty of second-degree murder. There was no evidence that the murder had been premeditated, and as a result, Ed was sentenced to life in prison, rather than receiving capital punishment. Our thoughts are with Terry Jo's family and loved ones. Thank you for watching today's video. Whether you're new here or have been with us for a while, check out one of the craziest cases I've ever covered right here, or one of my newest uploads right here.